You've got a fire in your belly, a passion to serve, and an insatiable drive to contribute. You know that if you can just get your message in front of the right people, you can change lives. But where to start? There are so many options, so many moving pieces. You get bogged down, overwhelmed, frustrated, while the burning desire to serve others consumes you. I know, I've been there. And these days I bring life-changing impact and value to people's lives through the creation of books, funnels, online courses and coaching programs, and virtual summits. This is the Call to Serve podcast. I'm Tim Cooper, and this is my journey. Do you suffer from clutter? Oh my goodness, clutter. Both digital and physical, because, clutter in your environment can really affect your productivity. Like they say that if you are working in a cluttered environment, your mind is also cluttered, and you can't be as productive as you should be. And I believe that to be true. I know that I personally don't feel comfortable in a cluttered environment. Like if I go into somebody's, say, garage and they've got all their storage in there, or if I just walk into anywhere that has got a lot of stuff and it's just all crowded and everything else, I actually feel sort of closed, like the things are closing in on me, and I don't feel open and I don't feel free. And so therefore, I think that environment, if I'm physically feeling being sort of forced down and closed down, I'm sure that's going to be affecting the way I'm thinking as well. So there's lots of truth in there. But my biggest problem, well, I do have a little bit of clutter. Like I do a lot of research. So when I'm working on a project, I'm working on a couple of projects at the moment. And so obviously, books come out, lots of, printing out lots of articles, lots of reports. And so while I'm working on that project, all of a sudden this pile of stuff can just develop around me and envelop me. And I think one habit I have really got to work on is that once I have finished with that particular research, that I pack all that material away. Or even, like, obviously I'm not going to throw books out, but if I don't need those reports anymore and I've got all my reference material all listed, then just throw it out. Don't just let this pile of printouts grow. So that's the physical side of things, like the physical side of clutter. I'm also trying to declutter. I do this process probably once every 2 years, where I set aside an hour a day and just start going through everything, like everything I've got stored in boxes around my unit and that sort of stuff. And I go through everything, and if I haven't looked at it or needed it or thought of it for the last 2 years, I throw it out. Unless of course it's a family heirloom or something of great value. But anything that can be easily replaced, if I haven't had a need for it for at least 2 years, then it just, it goes. And my mindset towards that is saying I haven't needed it, and if I do need to replace it, well, I'll replace it when the time comes. And to be honest with you, I've never had to replace anything that I've thrown out. Now, I'm talking just general paperwork, even some CDs and DVDs, like the old stuff I don't even use anymore. I'll break them up and throw them away. So basically anything. Now, I'm not going to throw away things that are of extreme sentimental value, like awards that have been won, or things from the kids and that sort of stuff. But there is also a limit to what I will keep, and I won't be overly sentimental, right? So I go in there with a focus and something that I've got an outcome for, right? A determination to clean things out. So I do that about once every 2 years. So I'm about to do that again. Well, the other reason why I'm going to start going through there is because, as I mentioned in the previous episode, this place has gone on the market, and although I've got a lease that sees me through to January 2023, I may have the opportunity, like if this place sells to somebody who wants to move in, I may have the opportunity to move before my lease is up. I might, something might come up, so I want to be ready for that. I don't want to be carting clutter from one place to another. So that's the other reason that probably starting this week at some time, I'll dedicate between half an hour to an hour a day, just going through everything and just getting brutal and just throwing out the stuff that I don't need and I haven't used or thought of for 2 years. So that's physical clutter, and that's really good, because once you get that clutter out, and it just feels like there's a change in the energy flow around your home, like nothing is being obstructed, right? And your thoughts and creativity also aren't being obstructed. So that's it. And once again, definitely don't want to carry junk I haven't used or looked at for 2 years to a new place. I want to travel as light as possible. So that's one thing. And I said, I've done this over the period of years. Like everything that I own now is now in my little two bedroom unit. I don't have a storage area anywhere. So I have managed to reduce the excess that I don't need. But digital clutter, oh my goodness, digital clutter, which once again affects the brain. Yesterday I had to go to the optometrist and get my eyes tested, and yes, I do need new reading glasses. And then while I was out, I thought that I'd get a new external hard drive, because I'm really struggling at the moment keeping enough space on my computer, on my hard drive on my computer. In fact, my computer almost crashed a couple of days ago. I didn't realize, like last time I checked, I had a couple of 100 gigabytes of spare space, and then it almost crashed. Like, I mean, in a matter of a couple of days, that space had gone. So off I went. I bought an external drive, and just one of my folders on my desktop computer came in at just under 1 terabyte. But that folder is designed that way that I can just back up or just copy that one folder, and that's got the most important stuff I do. So that's got all my client files on there. So it's all the work I've done for my clients, all the video work I do for myself. So all my sort of work related, revenue generating related material is in that one folder. So it's not unusual that it gets so big, considering I do a lot of video. But digital clutter is a problem as well, because if you're just holding on to junk files on your computer and then you're backing those up, not that external storage is overly expensive, but you just start to, once again, compile all these files that you will never probably use again. And I don't know how many external drives I've got lying around. As I said, I do a lot of video work. And I used to do a lot of graphic design work for clients in the past as well. So I've got to keep all those files. I've got to keep all the source files. If they come back to me and they want to change, like some of these files are even like 4 or 5 years old, but I still keep them just in case, because it has happened. I have had clients come back and requested a small change. They might have just changed their branding colors or something. So there are things I can't throw out. But once again, there are definitely things that I can declutter my computer. I can declutter my backups. So once again, I can find things quickly, and I'm not wasting valuable storage resources on files that I'll never use. Because, to be honest with you, I said a lot of video work. Like, it's not only this podcast that I'm doing, but I'm also creating a couple of coaching programs and courses at the same time. That's all video work. So that's why I'm running out of space very quickly. So I've got to really tighten my belt and say, what do I really need to keep and what I don't need to keep, because otherwise my clutter will change and come into the physical realm in the form of multiple external hard drives. And I'm just holding on to rubbish. And of course, if I've got a lot of rubbish on those drives, that means I've got to scan through a lot of rubbish to find the stuff that I need. So that's, I told you I was going to be sharing my journey, and that's probably one of the issues at the moment that I've got to address, is clutter and just keeping everything decluttered, clear, so I feel comfortable. I don't feel like the walls are closing in on me physically with a lot of rubbish around me. Sorry, I don't mean rubbish. I mean books and work material. But if I use something, put it away. And I usually have this excuse, but I'm so busy. There's not enough hours in the day. I've got to keep on working. And sometimes it's just nice to take a break away from the work. And while I'm taking the break away from the work is to pack away the stuff that I don't need that's sitting on my desk or sitting around me, and just keep the place clear and clean. And if you do that if you clear and clean as you go, then it's not such a big task to do it. If you sort of leave it all until it just gets out of control. So I'm a firm believer that if you are free of clutter, both in your physical and digital life, then you're free of clutter in your mind as well, and you'll be able to create and function at a much better and more comfortable level. So that's my day for you today. Still absolutely horrible weather outside. It hasn't stopped raining for days now. It's been quite heavy. So it's another day inside. So what am I doing today? Well, I've got a meeting coming up, a Zoom meeting, to discuss another project. It's quite a large project. It's very exciting. And then I'm going to be working on I'm going to start work on another course that sort of ties in with the 90-day coaching program I do for the wellness professionals. And then in the afternoon, as I get tired and the brain starts to fade, I'm going to either read a book or watch some training programs. So that's the way that I sort of optimize my day. So I hope you found that valuable. And once again, if you're watching this on YouTube and you haven't done so already, please click the subscribe button below and the little bell for notifications. Maybe give this a thumbs up. Got any comments or questions or feedback, please pop them in the comments below. If you're listening to this on another podcast platform, please follow the show. And if you find value, give it a review, help spread the word. I'd really appreciate that. And of course, if there's a way that you can reach out on that platform, please do so. Otherwise, you can email me at tim@timcooper.au. That's tim@timcooper.au. I would love to hear from you. Okay, so that's all done for today. I am really happy with the way my place is looking at the moment. It is like I had a big clean up the other day before the real estate came through. So the clutter is all gone. I plan to keep it this way, and so I am actually feeling up and about and brighter just for the lack of clutter around me. Okay, guys, that's me. Don't know if it's you, but that's me. Okay, until next time, you take care.